What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another video on the SharpDiv YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be speaking a wee bit about why I'm a Rangers fan. This is a question that I get quite a lot, and I'm also quite interested in why you are a fan of the team that you support as well. So get involved in the comment section below and let me know why you support your club. For me it was totally because my dad was a Rangers fan. First strip, look at the size of this. I was in that strip before I could even walk or talk. You know, I've got a theory, and before I get too far into this, the theory is, if you don't support the same team as your dad, then you've been brought up wrong. Sorry, I said it, there's no going back. Sorry about the background noise, by the way. I thought that I would just come out because it's nice and sunny, but I'm basically living on a fucking building site next to a main road, so aye. And before we get too far into this video, YouTube are doing this mad stupid thing where if your video gets less likes, it's not going to pop up to your subs. Mad. So if you could smash that like button, then I would very much appreciate it. Let's put a like total target of about 250 likes on this video. So when I was a wee guy, I wasn't actually into football that much until about primary 3 or so. Before that, I just kicked about. But I got my first season ticket in primary 4, and that's where it all started to change. Before the season ticket though, it was a wee taster in a pre-season friendly versus Middlesbrough at Ibrox, in which Rangers won it 1-0 with a goal from Thomas Buffel. Something that I remember for the match was me shouting on the goalkeeper Letizia and expecting him to hear me. My dad was just kind of looking at me and like, wee man, shut up, he's not going to hear you, there's 50,000 people in here. But if you're going to shout for somebody, shouting somebody else, he's pish. I loved it though. I loved the walk to the match, I loved the singing, I loved the colour, I loved everything, the stadium, the players, the fans. It was immense and I was hooked. And for that day on, I've had a season ticket, so that's about 13 years or so. I'm now 20. My first season ticket was in the club deck, and if you've ever been to Ibrox, that is in the gods. It's miles away from the park. But that's where my first season ticket was, before getting transferred down to the Broomy front. Alright mate, we get it. You've got a fucking saw. The first match that I went to, the first match on the season ticket was Rangers versus Dundee United. It ended in 2 each, I think it was. Chris Buck was on the score sheet that day, I believe. It's crazy that I remember that. On this day, I'll never forget it. This is where the tradition of my dad going and getting me a munch and Rangers scoring started. He was away getting me food and Chris Buck got the equaliser. And ever since then, I've been sending him for food. If it was up to me, he would beat the kiosk for the 90 minutes. Sorry. Do you remember your first match? If so, let me know in the comment section below. That first season was when that Diddy Paul Le Guen took the reins at Rangers, so it wasn't very memorable, but I was still addicted. I was still addicted to the team and I still supported them. My first Old Firm match, it was 1 each. Hemdani got a goal and so did Tommy Gravison. What a player Hemdani was, by the way. I seen a hilarious story that Davy Weir told about Gravison on Open Goal Sport. So Gravison was playing in the Old Firm match. He obviously played for Celtic and everybody was walking off at half time, and he ran up to Barry Ferguson and he was going, "Alright mate, do you know any good restaurants in Glasgow? Do you know any good restaurants in Glasgow?" And Big Davy Weir says that Barry Ferguson came in like, what's your mate all about? That's just something that you don't date in an Old Firm match, because it's like one of the most feared rivalries. We don't like to even see players like shaking hands and stuff like that. So I fell in love with the game and I've been in love with it ever since. I remember making my first competitive start. It was in primary 5 for the school team. I came off the bench and I scored with my first ever touch in a competitive match. Don't ask me how. After that, you know, it went downhill. I was a wee tubby tip back in the day, so I wasn't able to even run the length of me, so my progress was limited. I would describe myself as a fat Chris Boyd. Yep, that's how bad it was. The best match that I ever attended was the UEFA Cup final. I've spoke about that in a video. That'll be like somewhere about here. If you want to go check it out, then I would recommend that you do so. But other than that, it was probably the 3-2 game when we beat Celtic at Ibrox. Sonny Aluko scored an absolute rasper, a solo goal, and I nearly fainted. The heat was absolutely sublime that day. If you were at the match, you'll know. And I never had anything to eat, right? So I was bloody sitting at the kiosk, shaking, and the police came up to me. I was just a wee guy at the time, and they're like, "Wee man, what you been drinking?" I eventually felt better and I went back into the match, and they had this girl late on in the match, but we stopped them from winning the league at Ibrox. So football's gave me all sorts of memories, and a lot of people say it's only a game. Football can change lives. sport in general can actually change lives. It can help people that are going through a bad time. It gives them something to look forward to. There's a lot of people in lives that haven't got much going for them, and they only look forward to going to the match on a Saturday. And that's what I love about the game. No all that daft religion and sectarian stuff. I couldn't care less about that. Football is what I love. And by the way, there's no another team that I would rather support. But I would also like to know what team you support, how you get into it, your favourite match, all your stories. Let me know in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this video, even a wee bit, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed my last video, which was a vlog. I know a lot of people aren't as interested in that sort of stuff, but I'm just going to be working on documenting rather than creating. I've been getting all these thoughts recently, and I spoke about it in a prior video, but I'm just like, fuck it. Let's just create videos, man. Let's just get out there, film, and tell stories, communicate with people, get to know each other, create a community on this channel. Let's just do that. If you've stayed for this long, then you are an OG, by the way. And I'm going to tell you about what's in the top line of the description. It is the tickets for the charity match. I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to keep talking about it until you buy a ticket to come along and support Sam H, an amazing charity, and also the Stenhousemuir Community Trust. There's a big group of us Scottish boys getting in there and raising a shit ton for charity. I'm proud to announce we've already raised over 450 quid already, and hardly any of the tickets have been sold yet. So could you imagine if over 2,000 tickets were sold? That is a lot of money for charity. That is a positive thing for Scotland, and I would be absolutely proud to say that I was a part of that. So I will see you in the next one. I've been SharpDiv. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, and I'm out.